the Metropolitan Police are once again preparing for turbulence. A major hidden camera investigation is set to be released, one that insiders warn could push Britain's largest police service into another storm. Several officers have already been suspended. Senior leaders are scrambling, and the consequences could be serious. Let's break it all down. But first, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more updates. The Met is under the spotlight once more, and this time the allegations are heavy. The force has suspended 9 officers after learning that a BBC Panorama program is about to air, revealing misconduct claims linked to Charing Cross Police Station in central London. According to the BBC, the undercover footage captures officers and staff making anti-Muslim jokes, sexist remarks, alleged use of unnecessary force on detainees, and most notably, one officer voicing support for controversial figure Tommy Robinson. The documentary hasn't yet aired, but police were handed a summary of the claims 2 weeks back. That alone set alarm bells ringing. Commissioner Sir Mark Rowley immediately cleared his schedule. Urgent meetings were called with chiefs nationwide, and the Independent Office for Police Conduct opened a wide inquiry. To understand the impact, you must recall the history. Charing Cross Station already carries a notorious reputation. In 2022, a damning IOPC report revealed officers exchanging vile WhatsApp messages, jokes about sexual assault, mocking the Holocaust, and racist abuse aimed at black children. That scandal was so damaging it played a role in the downfall of former Commissioner Cressida Dick. Many believe that dark chapter was closed. But now these fresh accusations threaten to pull the Met back into the same culture of distrust. The claims this time are extensive. An undercover BBC employee, working as civilian staff, allegedly captured officers making inflammatory remarks, bragging about violence against people in custody, even a young suspect, and expressing support for Robinson. Although the force hasn't yet viewed the unedited recordings, the suspensions already show how seriously it is being handled. Tommy Robinson has responded, saying, "The Met is now punishing officers for backing me. This is Britain 2025. The IOPC says 11 individuals are under formal investigation, with potential gross misconduct charges looming. One officer is now facing a criminal inquiry for suspected perverting the course of justice. Investigators are reviewing custody, CCTV, and urging detainees who may have been mistreated to come forward." In reply, the Met has shut down the Charing Cross custody unit completely, moving staff elsewhere. Local leadership has also been changed, with senior officers stressing that if the allegations hold, they represent not just rule-breaking, but crimes. Commissioner Rowley, who came in promising to rebuild trust, faces huge pressure to deliver. For now, his role isn't under threat. Backed by London Mayor Sadiq Khan, who oversees policing in the capital, Khan's team says he believes Rowley acted firmly by suspending officers and backing the IOPC's probe. But once Panorama airs, the public will decide for itself whether the Met has truly reformed, or if the toxic culture at Charing Cross still lingers. So here's where things stand. Another scandal, more suspensions, and yet another challenge to public confidence. The Met insists it wants to purge bad culture. But for Londoners, the question remains the same. How many times can Britain's biggest force promise reform before trust completely evaporates? Meanwhile, in other political news, Health Secretary Wes Streeting took center stage at Labour's 2025 conference. While much of the focus had been on Andy Burnham, it was Streeting who earned a standing ovation. The ambitious 42-year-old laid out his own message for Labour, refusing to give ground to health unions and openly calling for Angela Rayner to return to cabinet. Streeting's speech went beyond his health brief. He criticized Reform UK sharply, telling delegates, "If that's the fight Farage wants, I say bring it on." He declared he was not just defending a service, but protecting core values, a publicly funded NHS, free at the point of use, strong and fit for the future. That, he said, is Labour's vision and Britain's vision. Streeting also warned against post-truth politics, citing Reform's health advisor who falsely claimed the COVID vaccine gave the royal family cancer. His attacks painted the contest as one of progressives versus reactionaries, patriotism versus nationalism, hope against hate. But beyond his speech, speculation swirled. Was this also a pitch for Labour leadership? Streeting praised Angela Rayner, saying her journey from care worker to Deputy Prime Minister showed why she belonged back at the cabinet table. Labour insiders whisper that while Burnham is in the spotlight, Streeting has been maneuvering behind the scenes. One supporter called him a killer, politically, hinting at his ambition for the top job. Journalists mobbed him after his speech, pressing him for answers. With less than an hour until the Prime Minister's address, Streeting had already positioned himself as a contender. His message, firm, centrist, and unapologetic, targeted both NHS reform and the chief threat from Reform UK. Labour members flocked to shake his hand, some whispering he could be a prime minister in waiting. Streeting has also hardened his stance on Gaza in recent weeks, and his presence at an equity reception, discussing the role of Muslims in Britain, only fueled speculation. In Ilford North, he clung to his seat by just over 500 votes against a pro-Gaza challenger, reminding many how vulnerable he remains locally. But nationally, his leadership ambitions never disappeared. Though seen as the favorite of Labour's right wing, he must still convince a left-leaning base. His latest charm offensive may be groundwork for a future leadership race. Polls put him third in potential successors to Keir Starmer, far behind Burnham, but insiders say his campaign is building momentum. And with Angela Rayner also tipped for a comeback, Labour could face a fierce internal battle. What do you think of today's developments? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you haven't already, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more updates from across Britain. Thanks for watching. See you next time.